Hi, you guys. Rise and shine. Happy Tuesday. This is Naomi Israel, aka Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. Follow me on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. Okay, you guys. My assignment at Illinois Media Broadcasting School today is about the Constitution. A lot of us, and most of us, have not researched the Constitution or rehearsed or remember all of those reads. Haven't did none of that since 8th grade. Am I not right? Okay, so in order to refresh my memory, I did have to look up some things. Let's talk about how the U.S. Constitution was made for the United States of America to define the fundamental law of the U.S. federal government, okay? Setting forth three principal branches of the federal government and outlining their jurisdictions, such as the legislative system, the judicial system, and the executive system. Those three branches are a very major part of the U.S. Constitution and has become the landmark legal document of the Western world, the United States of America. Okay, and it's the oldest written national constitution currently in effect. Okay, now five main points to the U.S. Constitution. I got a little Google to help me out, guys. Can never be done with Google, but five main points to the U.S. Constitution is limited government, checks and balances, federalism, republic is separation of powers, and popular sovereignty. Okay, three main things in the Constitution itself is divided into three major parts. Okay, you got the preamble, you got the seven articles, and you got your amendments. Okay, the preamble introduces the main purpose of the United States Constitution and why it was needed. That preamble also is an explanation why the Constitution was written and the major goals it hopes to accomplish. Okay, the Constitution not only designed a government, but also placed limits on it to prevent arbitrary rule. Okay, particularly through its amendments, the Constitution guarantees every American fundamental rights and protection of life, liberty, and property. So the U.S. Constitution is for us. It was for the people. Okay, the U.S. Constitution was, and made for the people, for your rights in living in this state of world. Okay. Okay. The most important part of the Constitution, if anybody don't know, is the First and the Second Amendment. Why? Because it's widely considered to be the most part of the Bill of Rights. It protects the fundamental rights of conscience and the freedom to believe and express different ideas in a variety of ways. That's why you have freedom of speech, freedom of a lot of things. You have the freedom to do things that other countries cannot do. Okay? You have freedoms to do a lot of things that other countries cannot do. Okay? When you go to court, first thing I know when I've been to court back in my prime, okay, and had to go through the judicial system. And when I went through the judicial system, uh, I plead the fifth. I ain't going down. I ain't doing nothing. I plead the fifth. You know, and that saved a lot of people because you had the right not to speak, and you do also have the right to speak. That's why you have gay rights. You have this kind of rights. You have women rights. You have all kind of rights because we have the freedom to speak. We have the freedom to do a lot of things thanks to the U.S. Constitution. Okay, there are. Let me tell you, the first three words of the Constitution and of the preamble is "we the people," because it was made for the people. We the people. Okay, that's the first thing. Now you have your 10 rights in the Bill of Rights. Okay, and first Bill of Rights is freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. That is your freedom of whatever you can speak whatever, say whatever. That's why you got motivational speakers. Look at social media platform to speak whatever you want to speak, how you feel. Number two, The right of trial by jury in civil cases. So you have a right to trial. You are innocent till proven guilty. They cannot just throw you under the bus, condemn you, throw stones at you, and do what they used to do because of these Bill of Rights. You have freedom from excessive bail, cruel, and unusual punishments. You have freedom of rights of the people, other rights. Powers reserved to the states, where you can be a part of the legislative system as well. You can become a president or a vice president if you had the right criteria to do so. Okay. The 7 articles of the Constitution consist of the legislative branch, which is the law, the executive branch, okay, the judicial branch, relationships between the states, that's Article 4. Article 5 is amending the Constitution. Article 6 is the supreme law. Article 7 is the ratification clause. A lot of those things might go over our head, okay? And yes, a lot of things we do not remember. But if you refresh your memory and go back to 8th grade, we was taught these things. And it's funny how I've been going through it. It was mandatory today. I'm sorry I'm late. But the United States Constitution was written to protect citizens as well as the states that we live in. Okay, it ensures the rights, prevents the federal government from infringing on these rights, and create laws for us as well as our government. Okay, the fundamental rights and civil liberties for individuals are set out in the Constitution. Okay, now I'm going to go down here where we're going to talk about the preamble. Okay, because I do know a little bit of the preamble. Okay. And this is something I had studied. I had studied and studied and studied and studied and studied. Ooh, who didn't have to study the preamble? That was a big one in school. And you had to memorize it in order to pass 8th grade. So I'm going to tell you what the preamble is, and I will leave it at that. Okay. Once again, this is Naomi Israel, aka Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. And we, the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. That is your preamble. We, the people of the United States. Okay? And that's why the Constitution was here, for us people, to form a more perfect union, to establish justice in the world, even though some justice is injustice in some places, and we do know of this. But it was made for these reasons: to ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense, and to promote the general welfare of our people and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity for our families and our families and families and our generations to come. Okay? And it do ordain and establish this Constitution for that reason, for the whole United States of America, all of us citizens of America. This is why the Constitution was made, so we can have rights in these 50 states. Okay? And it's declared that its author's intents, the founding fathers, sought to create a more perfect union. Okay? Then you have to know who the founding fathers were. Okay? You have to know who the founding fathers were. Now, the founding fathers of the U.S. Constitution were, you guys, give me 1 second. Okay. So the founding fathers were 7 men: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison. These were the 7 men and the principal founding fathers of our 50 states and the U.S. Constitution. These are the men that put together these Bill of Rights and these amendments for us the people. Thank God for these people. Thank God we have rights. This is your U.S. Constitution. This is Naomi Israel, aka Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate, coming to you live from Illinois Media School. And this is a mandatory assignment, and I understood the assignment like I did in 8th grade. This is your U.S. Constitution, and thank you for my rights, because I plead the 5th now. Goodbye.